Welcome back to the channel. I'm Trevor, and I'm here interviewing Kevin Staigh from Halo Power. Hey, Kevin, how's it going?
Fantastic, Trevor. New year. Very excited.
Yes, and I don't know if you heard the news, but our dear leader has made a new deal with China and their EVs. So, everyone's all excited that they're able to get an inexpensive electric vehicle from China. And, I don't know what they're going to be like. I think there could be some surprise as to the functionality of them and how far advanced they are comparison to, let's say, a Tesla or something else. But It remains to be seen. But Kevin, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, is it?
Well, whether you purchase the high-end EV or you take advantage of buying a cheap $35,000 EV from China and hope to God it's going to last the winter. We don't know. Jury's out on that, right? But the bottom line is I see people buying electric vehicles and they have no idea about the power requirements, the infrastructure that they have in their own home, and whether or not they actually have the capacity to charge this thing properly. So they get excited. They sign on the dotted line, they get that new electric vehicle, they get it home, and the guy at the dealership told them they could just plug it into their wall outlet in the garage. A little do they know if it's a full electric, it's probably going to take 4 or 5 days to fully charge, right? But I think it's really important that I share with people what the dealer's not going to tell you when you buy this EV from a power requirement standpoint.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic because it's true. Salesperson is there. They want to sell the EV and people want to feel good, about, being all green with their energy when really it all comes from either a coal-fired or natural gas-fired power plant. But we won't get into the details there. So let's get started. It does come down to capacity. So let's start at the beginning. Where do you start with a customer who buys this new EV and comes to realize that, oh no, I cannot charge this thing?
Absolutely. So it all comes down to what their home has for a service coming in. And, most homes in Edmonton, Sherwood Park area and surrounding area, they've got 100 amp service. Very typical because, when the home was built, why would you need any more than the 100 amps? But as I spoke with before in different videos we've done and different conversations, is a lot of these folks already have higher load appliances or gadgets or whatnot in their home. That could be an air conditioner because these hotter summers, we're all, AC used to be a want. Now it's pretty much a need. So air conditioning, hot tubs are also a big one. And again, you've got AC in a hot tub, you're already most likely over the capacity of that 100 amps. And then you bought the EV and you got it home. And this is the classic call we get. I just need a 240 volt plug in my garage. No, that's it. I know damn well what you're doing, So then I call and I'm like, well, what are you doing with this 240 volt? Well, I'm probably going to charge an EV. Okay, now we've opened the door to a number of questions that I need to ask because there's certain requirements that I need to meet if we're going to wire this power in for your EV legit. And when I say legit, I mean with a permit, with an inspection, not with the Kijiji guy is going to do for you. Mm-hmm. So you start asking those questions and the whole excitement from this customer escapes their body. It's like, oh God, I had no idea that there was going to be a bunch of additional costs because I bought this electric vehicle and I don't have the capacity by the numbers when I do a load calculation to put in a proper charging system. So there they are. And, I hate being the bearer of bad news, but people just don't know. And it's the hype. It's the excitement. No different than when you go and drop 30 grand on that hot tub. The sales guy at whatever spa place is not going to tell you what you should know. So I want people to be able to do some homework, make those calls ahead of time. So they don't get caught with a surprise after they have the shiny new EV in their garage.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. So you get the EV home and you have to, ensure that you've got the capacity in the house. If you don't have the capacity in the house, where do we go from there?
Two options. Service upgrades. Boy, we've been doing so many service upgrades in the last couple of years here. Service upgrade, typically up to 200 amps, you're covered. But that can be a big pill to swallow from a cost standpoint. Anywhere from, $7,000-8,000 if you've got an overhead service on an older home to, boy, you could be into it for $30,000 or more if it's underground and you live in Edmonton, because EPCOR charges a lot of money to bring that 200 amp service to your property line. So service upgrades, the most ideal solution, but again, cost is there, right? So that's where we look at an energy management system. And again, a load shedding device that monitors how much power your main service is drawing. And this device has the ability to cut out that non-essential load. And in a situation with an EV, we're going to make sure that the EV is the non-essential load, because who cares if the EV shuts off for 20 minutes because your hot tub's heating, your air conditioner's on, and you're cooking dinner and doing laundry, right?
Right.
So, and really that's where the energy managers and the load shedding devices all first came to be, was because of EVs in the beginning. A lot of them were actually certified for EV use anyways, from the beginning. Now they just call them load shedding devices for whatever, right? But yeah, that's it. So expensive service upgrade, load shedding device. Those are your options. But either way, even with a load shedding device, you're going to be into that minimum $1,500-$1,800 with an installation. Could be more depending on what we've got to do with it. Or you've got the expensive service upgrade. So it all depends what you want to do to set your home up for success, future-proof it, and still be able to charge your EV overnight and not 4 days.
Yeah, that's great, Kevin. Sorry if you are, thinking you're going to save a whole bunch of money by getting an inexpensive Chinese electric vehicle. But it's just the reality. No matter what electric vehicle you decide to get, whether it is a Tesla or any other brand, Chevrolet, Cadillac, they all have EVs, right? You're not going to be saving money. You have to consider the cost of the load shedding device or an upgrade to your electrical service and panel, which can go into the tens of thousands of dollars depending on where you live. So count the cost before you go ahead and jump into that new EV. Anything else you'd like to share with us, Kevin, about this particular transaction?
I don't think so, Trevor. I think we covered it for the immediate conversation here, just to get the juices flowing. If you're looking at that EV before you sign on the dotted line there, think about how much capacity your home has, and then give me a call. I will be happy to come out, have a look, and let you know what upgrades need to be done, if any. And we'll go from there, because it's better to know in the beginning and get your home set up so that you can bring that EV home, plug it in, be ready to go, then find out after the fact, or after you've already dumped a bucket of money on this car.
Mm-hmm. And that's it for us, folks. If you need some help, call Halo Power.